Peace, assalamu alaikum, hotep, namaste, jumbo, ashe, duanter, shalom, all the greetings of love and light to the darkest minds of the light. I'm not sure if you can hear me, so before I continue with the stream, I'd like to make sure that I can be heard. Can I be heard? Am I coming in clear? I'm asking, am I coming in clear? Am I coming in clear, darlings? Hello there, Tori Bolton. Can you hear me okay, Tori? Put a 1 in the chat. Peace, Greg Phillips, L. Oh, great. Thank you so much. So, I hope everyone's doing well today. I did post a little piece. Yashiria Sakina Ra. Great. So, I'm sorry I didn't do my walk and talk today. Peace, Dulcinea. I did do I filmed something today on my walk. I don't know if any of you in the chat right now looked at the video. It's really short. I put a premiere on there because I was trying to do a premiere for this video. But anyway, c'est la vie. I was walking in my neighborhood. Peace, Silent K. Glad to see you here. So I'm glad to see everyone here. So anyway, I'm walking, right, doing my daily walk, and I see this palm tree that I pass all the time. It's in my neighborhood when I do my walk. But I looked closer, and there was a telephone, one of those old phones. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, you go over your grandma's house, and, it's the rotary phone. Yes. You saw it, Yashiria? Yes. And it was a rotary phone with that long cord that connects the receiver to the base. Oh, and that is right there. Just thinking about that for a minute. Let me just talk to you about that. There's so much nostalgia and sentimental value that I put into that coiled up phone cord. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't just at my grandma's house. We had that phone when I was a little girl. Remember your mom would be on that phone? To those who are old enough, and she'd have it stretched all the way across the kitchen from the base to the kitchen sink over where she's cooking. And you had to duck under the coily cord. You remember that, Tori? Okay. I guess it doesn't matter how old you are. If you were at a house, let me see. Peace, Sugar Haze. Good afternoon. This should be interesting. Okay, good. So am I. I think we all are, but some of us know we are, and some of us don't know that they are. But yeah, so I see the phone, and let me just play the video. I have it. Just let me share it. Just a second. So that cord, though, that coiled up wire, that phone cord, I just remember so much from that. So let me, excusez-moi. Hold on. I'm going to screen share. I don't know why I can't hear anything on YouTube. Am I tripping right now? Wait. Oh, I know why. Duh. Still can't hear it, though. I don't know what's going on, family. My audio is so weird on this. Forget it. Just go watch the video. Then that'll encourage you to watch it. Get it some views. So there's a video on my channel. It's titled, Technology Was Created So We Can Contact Other Worlds, aka realms. So anyway, I see this phone, and there's this sign on it, and it's mounted on a palm tree, by the way. So that was already wild. So I can't remember what it says, y'all. You have to watch it. And for some reason, I can't do my audio. Let me see if you can hear it from here. Hold on. Oh, that's the premiere. Sorry. Oh, Lord. Sorry. If you don't want to watch that premiere part, you can just fast forward. Okay, listen. See if you can hear it. So I'm walking, and I come across. Can you hear it okay? Down the street. And then overhead. And I came across this phone I never noticed. It's an old phone. Rotary dialer. Look at what it says. It says, you are invited to use this phone for such a use. They may not answer, but your message will be received as a validate. I love it. Are you gonna pick it up though? So it said, you are invited to use this phone to call someone you miss. They may not answer, but your message will be received. Wow. That was so deep on my walk. And actually, I had a piece of Palo Santo. Now, some people say Hollywood, but it just the energy from it, I really wanted to just bring that vibration on my walk anyway. It was just wild to see that. I had never seen it, and I walked by there probably dozens of times, not just on my walk, driven by there, walk by there. Anyway, so let's talk about technology. It was created to do more than just really make our lives easier here in this realm. Technology was also created to as scrying types of devices. You know what scrying is if you are like Sugar Hayes, but if you're not like Sugar Hayes, scrying is when you see, in the movies, someone looking into a crystal ball or looking into a looking glass, the story of Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, the so-called wicked stepmom. She goes to the mirror and asks the mirror questions and show her where the Snow White is, and show her all the answers. Well, really, that's an actual practice throughout time and of all antiquity, where someone looks into a device or an object, and they can pretty much contact other realms or get information from other realms. Now, you might say, well, that's not technology. But let me just, this isn't going to be a long stream. Let me see what Ron Moses said before I keep going. Only ancient Kemetic hieroglyphs show clear evidence of advanced technology, such as flying vehicles and electric lighting. Also the pyramids, jet pillars, ankhs, and staffs. That's the last part of that is true, but it's not only ancient Kemetic hieroglyphs. There are other actual archaeological finds, discoveries of other civilizations, and it also shows some of that information, like flying vehicles. The Jed, the pyramids, ankhs, and staffs are exclusive to Kemet, but as far as flying vehicles and electric lighting, there are other civilizations. One that comes to mind is Sumerian and Babylonian. We all know about what's his name? It just left my mind. Oh God, the guy who read the Akkadian. I can't remember his name now. Somebody will remind me. Anyway, so let's talk about the technology that we know about. We know about Thomas Edison, right? We all know about Thomas Edison. So let me read a quick Yes, Google should Google search because I know the information, so I know how to go into Google and find it. It's information on Thomas Edison and how he attempted to contact what we call ghosts. Okay. So let me read this article. Let me screen share it. Now, I haven't read this article, by the way. I'm getting it just like you all are, So let's see what it says. I know Thomas Edison did try to contact other worlds. Excuse me. And you can also do that with, you used to be able to turn your TV to a certain channel with just, it's called snow, where it's all like just, no, you can't see what's picture. It's like all pixelated, and it was called snow, but you could scry that way, contact other realms that way. And also on real radio, you can get to a part of the radio where it's just like dead air, not really dead air, but it's like, again, staticky or snow, like it's just like, like that's all I can that's how I can describe it. And then you can hear, you can also pick up frequencies of other realms and talk to spirits. Am I promoting this? No, I'm just giving you the facts about technology. So let's look what it says about Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison tried to invent a phone to talk with gods. Okay, not gods, ghosts. Sorry. Edison, well known for kind of inventing, but also kind of stealing. They're referring to Tesla, which is absolutely 100% true. Tesla was the mastermind and genius behind all of modern technology that we see today. Edison pretty much stole from Tesla. He actually had Tesla do a lot of work for him, and he promised to pay him. Didn't pay Tesla. And then when Tesla's AC, as far as how we know electricity today, alternate current, when we plug our devices or whatever into the wall or into a current, into an outlet, we use alternate current. But Edison was doing direct current, I think it's called, yes, and DC, AC, DC. And he was really rivaling or trying to destroy Tesla and discredit Tesla in the public. He did a lot of horrific things, electrocuted animals, trying to say how dangerous AC was. But anyway, that's what that means when they say kind of inventing, but also kind of stealing. So Edison, well known for the phonograph, and the phonograph is a record player, and the incandescent light bulb. That's obviously the light bulb that you use today. Had some less commercially known products that never quite hit the shelves of the modern era. In this case, a phone that could also allow communication with the dead. His research in the spooky realm wasn't publicized until 1949, long after his glory days. A French edition of his original diary was discovered and translated in much fuller detail, revealing some new interesting research and information of the ghost variety. So he was into the phantoms. Let's see here. Excuse me. This research to develop ghost phones was primarily done in 1870 by greatly amplifying some of his phonographs. He was so certain it would work, he made a death pact of sorts with one of his engineers, whichever one of them died first, the other would use the spirit phone to contact the other from beyond the grave. Whether Edison actually talked to any ghost is uncertain. I'd like to imagine he's the unknown caller ID that always calls my phone. Okay, so there's a little vlog. That wasn't really but that's somebody else who knows about Edison. Guess what? Do your own research. I just set you on the path. That is the source. The source is me telling you Edison was trying to contact other worlds. Now, let me find, what is the name of that device? I think they're called spirit devices now. It's just how I keep up the amazing work and the amazing conscience that you do. Thank you, conscience. I was thinking you meant content, but you meant conscience, which is good. Awesome. Thank you, Jason Northcutt. Peace, Bolo Hakeem. So this is all I'm saying. It's just when I saw that phone, I thought about Edison and his endeavors to contact other realms. I have stories that I can tell you. Stories from people who've talked to me, and stories from from myself. Stories. Oh God, I have so many stories. I don't know. Peace, Guyana Brent. Basically, let me give you one. Okay, so Mothman Prophecies. Get that movie, watch it. It goes into something kind of like this. Peace, something else. Mothman Prophecies with Richard Gere, Laura Linney. Wake Up number 37, I think it is. So Mothman Prophecies. What else? Oh, the story I want to tell. So it's about the radio station here in my city. About, I'm gonna say 8 years ago, they had like the morning show. They were doing, like call in and tell us stories. Peace, New World, New Black World Order, King Shah, and peace to you and much love to you. Justice for Tasia. Go to this brother's channel. Look at the work he does. Look at the stories his story, and Tasia Forever. This brother does a lot of work in his community, and he suffered a great loss. His daughter was kidnapped, and basically we lost her, but she is still my angel, and she lives forever with us in not even just in our hearts. I believe that when we leave the physical, the material body, because spirit is also physical. When we leave the material body, that does not kill our energy, our soul, and we are immortal. We just aren't, we aren't immortal in this material, in this flesh, but we're immortal. But peace and love to you, brother. Let me put his up here. Go subscribe to his channel, please, everyone. So in my town, they did this call-in show, and they said, call in and let us know, because the DJ, he was freaked out because his mom, or it was either his grandma or his mom, her phone number came up on his phone, and he thought, oh, somebody just got the new number. He answered it, and it might have been his grandma, and he was shook over it. So they did this whole call-in show. There were about 25 people who called in, telling this similar situations, like, yes, I got a phone call, this happened. It was somebody that I thought that I knew passed away. That then, I knew it was their voice. They were asking me how I was doing, and they hung up, and I called the number back, and it was disconnected. All kinds of stuff like that. Yes, brother. Peace to you, King Shah. So, with me, okay, let me see if I should tell this story, because you know how people are. They say stuff like, you're crazy. But I'm going to tell you a story. Now, this isn't, excuse me, this wasn't a friend or a loved one. This was I used to be really active. I still am active in my children's school, but when my son was little, I was very active. I was the president of the PTA. Yes, I was. And I knew all the parents. That's why I mentioned that. So it wasn't like this parent was my friend, but I spent a lot of time in the school with this person. It was a single dad of one kindergartner and one first grader, two little girls. And we did the school stuff like going on field trips. So I interacted with him a lot and his daughters and all the parents. Um, so sadly, he had died in a car accident. He got killed in a car accident. I can't remember his name. Damn. It's been years. And like I said, he wasn't a loved one. But let me just, for sake of the conversation, the story, let me make up a name that I think I remember. Maybe it was Matt. Matt is coming to my mind. Okay. So it was so sad too, because the little girls already were just being raised by him. So I think they had to go with his mom, like their grandma, but I digress. So he died in a car accident. And that was probably about, I'm going to say August when no, it wasn't August. I think it was October. He died in a car accident. About July the next year. Now, it's fuzzy. Come on. It was a long time ago. So, but you get what I'm saying. It was months. I got a phone call from his phone number. And because I had all the parents' numbers, and I answered it. And it was just, okay, I'm not trying to be funny. He was, how you usually talk to parents and it's all small talk and, you're upbeat. Like I'm talking to you like, oh, great. Yes. And then we're going to be going to the zoo. Oh, did you get the raffle tickets? But when I answered, he was like, he didn't say Pa because I'm not saying my government, but he said my name. He's like, Napa, my government though. And I was like, who is this? And then he just sat there. And I said, who is this? Because I was getting frustrated. Like I was scared because it sounded just like him. And then he said, how are you? And then I was like, I'm not kidding. Even right now, I'm getting a little emotional. I got my husband right away. And I said, oh my God, this Matt, he's on the phone. And then he said to me, he goes, I got to go now. And that was it. He hung up. Now, you could say I'm making this up if you want. I really don't care if you think I made it up. But that really happened. My husband at the time, is a witness. Well, he's a witness of how I reacted. He didn't get to hear him. I was on the phone. But it was like, is somebody, you could say, is somebody playing around? Did he really not die? All of that logic comes to your mind first before you go, somebody's calling me from the spirit realm. You get what I'm saying? I was like, was that him? Did he have a brother? Did his brother tell him about me? That he, like to call, that was my everything was my name on the phone. That's why maybe they were just checking. It was just great, but it sounded just like him. It was his voice. Now, when I said, I think he said, I'll talk to you, like the last part, I'll talk to you later or I'll see you later. But it was like that. It was so, but I remember the first thing he said when I picked up the phone was my name. That was so creepy. So, yes, it's called the Spirit Box. That's what it is. Thank you so much, Kiana Brent. That's what I'm going to talk to you about. So let me Google that. Am I saying that this stuff is for you? This is a horror film. There is a horror film called Black Phone that was like that about abducted children. See? And I didn't even know that. But yes, peace, no saint. Yeah, this stuff is it's out there. And like I said, Thomas Edison, he was trying to, that little vlog we read, it was kind of talking about it, but that was his first and his primary concern. It wasn't like, oh, we can, I need to go find a way for us to talk to people across the country or around the world. he was like trying to contact other realms. So let me see if I can find something on the spirit box. Yes, thank you for putting that. I couldn't remember the name of it, but they're actually devices, y'all, that you can go buy. And it's just regular, static. It's just static on the device. Unlike if you go take your, I don't know how old you guys are. Or I don't even know if you can still do this. Remember when you had the big round silver knob that you're on your radio and you could tune it, like keep not winding, keep twisting it until you get to the end to where it's just all like, and you can just hear like a little bit like praise the Lord and all stuff like when you're driving in the desert. Anyone who drives in the desert like me, because we go from like Arizona to California, or Arizona to Nevada, or Arizona to anywhere in the Southwest. You're just out there all desert. There aren't, well, maybe there, of course there's satellite, but I'm talking about the old days. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. No, say. Let me see what Peter's saying. More than likely, it wasn't a call from the spirit realm. Well, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to that. But when you say more than likely, I mean, what is the spirit realm even likely? What is on you? What is behind you? SO. Is that on your head? No, Saint, or is that just behind you? What is that? Anyway, so let's look at something about just hold your horses on that, Peter, and let's look at the spirit boxes. Let's see about that. Spirit boxes. What? I just got it and then I lost it. Spirit box. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's take a look at what's being sold in the world today on Amazon, of course. Spirit box. Okay, look. See all these devices? They're just little radios. It's $167. I wish I would. No, baby. All you gotta do is take your fan. If you have a fan, like just a rotary fan, a fan, and turn it on really high, and the buzzing, the humming noise. I don't know why it works that way. Like with the static and the snow on the TV, and the fan, like the bzz, like you can tune in if you focus, like meditate and focus. You can tune in and hear. You can hear all kinds of voices and talking. No, I'm not crazy. I'm saying you can do that if you know how to do it. But you probably would need to get one of these spirit boxes. I'm not saying to go buy a spirit box, because I don't recommend anyone doing this, like doing any type of seance or scrying or mediumship, if you don't have a qualified, wise, well-trained medium with you. I don't recommend anyone try to contact the spirit realm for fun or for novelty. In fact, these spirit boxes can be really dangerous. And I mean spiritually dangerous. Like, I don't recommend people go to use Ouija boards, spirit boxes. I mean, I just mentioned that you could do that with a fan, but I'm not saying go do it. I'm saying if you are with someone who you trust and who is a trained medium, and they tell you the same thing that I tell you. Anybody who's doing this and they say, oh, that's ridiculous, anyone can do it, then they're lying to you. Because you can let a lot of very, very, I don't want to say negative so much. You can bring in a lot of destructive. That's what I want to say. You can bring in a lot of destructive energy, a lot of destructive spirits, if you do this and you're doing it for fun and you don't know what you're doing. So, yeah, let's look at this. So it says, what is a spirit box? Paranormal authority. Can you guys still see it? Or do I need to screen share again? Let me see if you can still see it. No, you can't. Let me screen share again. Let's read this. So, yeah, I don't recommend you using any type of device to contact the spirit realm, or to like as this in like in frivolity, like silliness or fun. I really don't. So let's read this. What is a spirit box? Well, let me see. Let's see here. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? I just had it. Why do I keep losing it, y'all? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, oh God. What is a spirit box? If you've ever wanted to throw yourself into the world of paranormal research, it can be a bit daunting to know where to begin. For one thing, there's no single definitive way to get in touch with ghosts or spirits. People have tried, if that's true. See, that's why I said, why would I spend $170 on one of those things? People have tried everything under the sun in an attempt to contact beings from the other side. And for people who just want to scratch the surface of paranormal as a hobby, where should you possibly start? Now, see right there. What do they mean by hobby? Are they taking it seriously? Okay, it can really be it is a serious thing. Some people believe that you can speak with the dead by simply purifying a space with sage and bringing out candles. Well, first off, yeah, you can. So why are they making fun? Oh, I know why, because they're selling spirit boxes, y'all. As spirits are occasionally known to communicate via flames or small containers of water. That is absolutely true. Others think that Ouija boards are the best solutions. Well, all of these so far are ways that people do scry and contact spirits on another, vibrating on other frequencies outside of the material frequency. Water, flames, clear spaces. Now, a Ouija board, I would never tell anyone to use that trash. Sorry. That's all it is. It just is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offended someone. It's like got such a low vibration attached to it. Others think that the Ouija boards are the best solution and will gather with a group of friends to try and convince a spirit to spell out a message. That's not a good idea. Still, others think that only a handful of people possess the gift to get even remotely close to speaking with the dead. Well, first off, they're not dead, so that shows whoever's selling this spirit box, they really should have said transitioned if you really are about that life. And the easiest and safest, notice how they said safest? And they're selling a spirit box. See how they said safest way to communicate with the spirit. See, it can be dangerous. It's not all fun and games. Or deceased loved one is to do so through the use of a medium. All of those methods are ways to contact spirits on another vibration. What is a spirit box? In my opinion, the most interesting way to contact spirits, and perhaps the spookiest, is through the use of technology. Well, why would that be the spookiest? Technology isn't spooky, so this is why would that be spooky? They're called EVPs. That's what I forgot what that stands for. I used to know. It's like they pick up energy. Let me move to the next paragraph. How does it work? A spirit box, also commonly referred to as ghost boxes, is the catch-all term for a machine that is meant to pick up the verbal communication of spirits. It really is. Listen, when I talked to you about the fan, I also heard spirits. I was using a mechanical breast pump, a real heavy duty one though, from like the hospital, and the sound of it, like I know that sounds funny, but after a while listening to it, it's not a hallucination. You can hear things, and people say, well, how do you know it wasn't a hallucination? Because after I heard what I heard, run and play. Yes, run and play. I got a story about some kids, and they were like running and playing, and they got killed. It was like right after I heard run and play, little kids saying run and play. I think it was my mom called me and said, "Oh my gosh, these kids were running around and they were playing." And then basically I connected it like, "Oh my God, I just heard children saying run and play." And then my mom calls me and tells me about these kids dying when they're running and playing. So anyway, spirit boxes, Ouija boards, crystal balls, mediums, people who are mediums, bodies of water, it's all out there. It's just, now if you don't believe in the spirit realm, there's nothing, like when somebody says it's, in my opinion, that's not possible. That's fine. But there are many of us who believe in the spirit realm. This is not on sub, but have you watched the West Side Story? I've seen the West Side Story, but not the 2021 one. I have to see it. I like that story. What's on a Ouija board? A to Z, 1 to 9 and 0. I know you do, like, you're into numerology. I remember that, King Shah, and words. I have to get you together with I don't know if you've already sat with King Simon, but you guys would be good together. We have to make that happen. Nehemiah Ross said, "I have seen and picked up on spirits since I was since I was really little. I believe that. It used to scare me. The older I got, it became annoying at times, not scary." Oh, it's a sister, of course. Nehemiah Ra. Not the brothers don't have that, but yes, sis, queen. I'm exactly the same way. I don't get scared of spirits anymore. And people say, "Well, it's in your mind." Well, no. 1, 2, 3 other people were in a room once when a spirit manifested. Another group of people, we heard the spirit. All of us heard the spirit say something. Once my daughter and I heard a spirit when she was reading as a little baby, because my children could read at 3. Yes, they could. Shout out to Leapfrog. But she was reading her little Leapfrog book on the potty, and I was just about to go turn the corner to go into the bathroom where she was, and she had stopped. She was reading, and then she stopped, so I went to go check on her, and I heard the voice, and she heard the voice, and it said, "Keep reading." Just like that, real calmly. It gives me chills even today. And she said, her little face because I came right in, and it was like, "Keep reading." And she looked at me like, "Mommy?" That's what it was. She said, "Mommy?" But, that was it. We just went about we just kept it moving. But, so yes, I've seen spirits. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. Let me see what Slick Shakur, peace to you. Let me see what he says. Or this, okay. Slick Shakur says, "I got a cheap Walmart radio. I hear rare sounds of people screaming and being tortured. I thought it was the feds at first." See? Oh my gosh, that's scary. The tortured part. Ain't Ghostbusters used a spirit box to catch and contain the spirits? Yeah, they did. And they made it like it was just for the movie, but it's really a device. A lot of ghost hunters use a lot of different EVPs. I think it's extra. I forgot what it stands for. Extra. Let me see what EVP stands for. Let me see. What does... Oh, shoot. You guys have to do something right now. EVP for... I have a show to do with Sonetta, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I was going to tell you guys some good stories. Okay, I'm going to tell you this one really quickly. It's not so I want to keep it PG, but it's not sexual, but it was like graphic. Okay, so everybody's like, "You got to see this video. You got to see this video." I'm talking about on social media. They're like, you got to see this video. This woman, this guy, takes her head off. It's this guy. And it's like, I don't want to watch anything like that. I don't even know what happened, but they kept on asking me to watch it because of some reason. I can't remember. I think it was when I was crazy, like really crazy Hebrew. And they're like, to just avoid the judgment. But I know myself and I know the energy. I was like, if I look at this, it's going to be a spirit, in my realm, in my house, basically. Just like the sister said that it's annoying. And I knew it. I knew it. So, but me being back, I don't know. I just went ahead and barely looked at it, just a little. I didn't even look at the whole thing and said, no, I can't watch any more of this. I just got to the part. He was like, had the knife, like doing her neck. And I was like, oh God. And I felt so sad for her. While I was cooking dinner, I could see her walking around my living room with no head, like just a headless woman walking around in my living room out of the corner of my eye. And I knew it was because, and I just, I wasn't scared, but I was like, did my cleansing, asked for connect me. I don't contact spirits in that way. I first connect to what you would call the unfathomable. Well, I call the unfathomable almighty power, what you call God or whatever, the source. I connect then there first and then branch out by asking or requesting power, like summoning power to bind the spirit, give the spirit peace, and have respect for the spirit. Peace, Benita. Love you. I'm gonna be heading out. But yeah, that was one thing that happened to me. So with that said, family, wrap your minds around that. Peace to the family, peace to the darkest minds of the light. We'll talk more about this. But yes, technology is possible. We don't die. The material can no longer sustain the spark and the soul. And then that energy is released. Go look at Hammeroff, Sir Penrose, Roger Penrose. Check out their work about microtubules. There's a discovery that possibly consciousness is stored in microtubules in the material flesh in the body. That's what I'm trying to say. So when the body, when the material can't sustain the energy dissipates. It releases from the body, from the material flesh, and then it is in the ether. Yes, it goes to the fourth dimension. Maybe it can come in and out of the third dimension. Who knows? But I know that one thing we know for sure is that it does not die. Peace to everyone. Jewish phylactery on forehead with scriptures inside spirit box. Yes. All right. That's my cue. I'll see y'all later. Peace and love. Okay. Hello.